Alright guys, so I wanted to do a little follow-up video on, first of all, that we moved to a new place in Murcia from Zaragoza, and also just a Spain update because I'm getting a lot of questions from people in different Facebook groups that encompass the same types of questions. So I have the big 7-year-old with me today. Do you want to sit down and be part of this or be out of it? Okay, so let's see. The first question is usually about money. How do we work? How do we make our money? And I've already discussed that in previous videos. But you know, Google AdSense is how we make most of our money with websites. And oh, my husband is just coming home through the front gate. All right, so let's see. Someone actually messaged me a whole bunch of questions, so I'm just going to go through their questions. So how long are we going to stay here? And are we EU citizens? We're not EU citizens. We're here on a visa. I'm YouTubing. And sorry, I'm getting over something. And we're staying here for as long to see the citizenship process through for our kids and my husband, which they were born. I don't know if you know this, but if you're born in an Ibero-American country, then you can qualify for citizenship in Spain after 2 years of legal residence. So that's what we're doing for the kids and also for my husband, but he does qualify for the 1 year process, which is if you have a grandparent that was born in Spain, after 1 year of legal status. No, you have a great grandparent. After 1 year of legal status, you can get citizenship. The problem is there's paperwork that he needs, and I don't know if he'll be able to get it all because some of it is in Honduras. So we might have to wait to do the 2 year thing for all of them. All right, so we're not nomadic in that we have a home base. What we consider ourselves is to be location independent, meaning that we could live anywhere that we qualify, any place we qualify to live in because of how the money is earned. But we don't just hop around like randomly like nomads. We have a home base and then we travel. So we go, you know, on train or by bus to different places, or rent a car and go somewhere. This year, since we got here in April, we started in Mexico. We started the year in Mexico, and then of course we had to go to the US to take some stuff before we moved here, and then we got to Spain in April, and then in the summer we went to Portugal by car, and then about 3 or 4 weeks ago we went to Andorra. So that's 5 countries this year. But we have a home base every time to come back to. We have our bed somewhere, our kids have their toys somewhere. My oldest son has to legally be enrolled in school here, so he's enrolled in a school, a private school. And because it's private, they don't really give us any crap about attendance or whatever. How do we manage our children? We manage our children on our own. We don't have, you know, any kind of nanny or live-in help, or, you know, when you do this, you also don't have family around.
Like you said, you wanted to cut the cactus spikes. I can do the big one for you.
I'm not doing that right now.
No, I'll do it for you with these.
Okay.
Okay? I'm going to do it, okay,
Okay,
Mom?
no, I don't want you to do that right now. It's getting dark, and I need to finish this, and I need to be able to watch you use those super sharp shears. Okay, so obviously we manage our kids on our own, and that's why I often get a lot of interruptions from kids. Do I homeschool my kids? I do still homeschool my kids. I just do that around whatever my son is doing here. So, right, you know, we just moved to a new city, so he started a new school. He kind of goes like on a part-time schedule, and then I do American homeschool, U.S.-based homeschooling through our through the stuff that I've always done. I still do the same thing. I've made some stuff less. I've changed what I was doing in the U.S. when we left the U.S. I've adjusted things. What do we do for childcare while traveling? Once again, we take care of our kids with us. We take them with us. It's not like we're leaving our kids. Hey, no, get off the bike. Get off the bike. Get off the bike. We take our kids with us wherever we go. We don't necessarily travel for work. And if for some reason we did do that, our kids would go with us. So this is a group deal, you know, that's part of our family culture, is that we do things together. Let's see, healthcare. We have private healthcare through Spain. It costs, we're about to renew our healthcare. I think it's around 2,200 euros. So without having a conversion, I think that's about $2,400, $2,500 for the whole year. That's no deductible, no co-payment. And I don't know if you can still see me well enough, but the baby is the most expensive. Once he gets to 3 years old, his price will go down. So it's a little over 200 euros for me, a little over 200 euros a year for my oldest son, who's 7, a little over 200 a year for my husband. It might be like 250 for all three of us each. And then my baby is over 700 euros. So he really adds to the total. Okay. Yeah, so you need to be careful with those. I asked you not to do that, actually, okay? So please. What else? Can you border hop in the Schengen area and basically try to like do the 90-day thing? You can, but we don't. And I think it's easier to live when you have a visa and you're a little bit more settled. I like having a home base. It does get stressful traveling a lot. And when we have a period of time where we're going, it's fun and exciting and everything, but it's also exhausting, and it's nice to have a home to come to. So we wouldn't want to border hop unless we had to. And what that means is you're allowed 90 days in the Schengen zone, and so sometimes people leave after 90 days and they stay in Europe, but they go out of the Schengen zone. So like they might go to the UK or they might go to Andorra for 90 days or 6 months or whatever, and that's fine. And then they'd come back to the Schengen zone country for another 90 days, and you know, you can do that, but we don't do that. An in-home nanny in any country, would I leave my kids behind with someone? No. There's no country that I would leave my kid in with care and go somewhere else. Not my home country, not the United States, that's my home country, not here, nowhere. I mean, I would have to be in dire straits to leave my children alone. With someone like desperate. It would have to be a total emergency, desperate situation. And then how do we travel as far as like travel? Hey, leave him alone. He's fine. I'm losing my light, so I'm using the porch light right now. I have found that I think I might be a little crooked. I don't know. Anyway, I have found that we like to keep, if we can, so as long as it's not snowing somewhere, then we can pack light, you know, the clothes are thinner. 2 medium suitcases would be preferred to be our max. They fit in the train luggage holder really well. We have a stroller that folds up, and it has a holder that comes up like a suitcase, so you can drag it on 2 wheels and you can fold it up to put it in a smaller space if you need to. I have also used the stroller on the train for naps. And then usually on the trains we'll have a reusable grocery bag, and we put snacks and some toys in there. And then we have 1 book bag that has my husband's work computer and my son's Chromebook, which has come in very handy. We bought that in the U.S. before we got here. And we'll have some snacks in there and maybe some activities, but you normally use them. But Bluetooth headphones, and then so that's a bag that is open that we can easily access. a book bag that has the computers in them and some activities for the kids, and then our 2 medium suitcases and a stroller. So the way it works out is usually one of us can push a stroller, and then the other one can really take 2 suitcases with the plastic bag on top of one of them, the reusable grocery bag on top of one of them, and a book bag on their back. And then the 7-year-old can walk with us, or I can hold his hand, or however it works out. I've also pushed a suitcase while pushing a stroller, and then my husband handles the rest of it. So the 18-month-old is usually in the stroller, and this is how we've learned that we can manage our suitcases without having to have our 7-year-old's help, because sometimes he's not, the most reliable. Hey, you're in my light. Can you move over a little bit? All right, so I'm going to end this. If you have any more questions about how we travel with kids, education, homeschool, healthcare, feel free to ask in the comments, and maybe I can do another one. I know I had a question from someone wanting an update on the school situation. I did a video on homeschooling here before we got started, and they wanted to know, they wanted a follow-up video. So maybe I'll make that next from another spot in my house, because it's getting kind of dark here. All right, see you later.